Joining us now is Dave Wasserman. He's the Cook Political Report senior House editor. Dave, it's nice to see a lot of folks tuning in to everything you post on Twitter to get a sense of where things stand day in, day out. So let's give folks a progress report as we now come back from the holiday weekend and we head into these 60-plus days, 63 to be exact, I guess, 9 weeks out from the midterms. What are the chances of Fetterman flipping that Senate seat? You changed it from toss-up to lean Democrat.
Well, Peter, they're very good. And at the same time, I don't believe this race is over. I don't buy that John Fetterman has a double-digit lead in a state that was razor thin in the 2016 and 2020 presidential elections. I'm more in line with that Susquehanna poll that had John Fetterman up by just 5 points. And I do think there is a danger over the next couple months that the longer that John Fetterman is unable to debate, and those close to him say he has a really hard time understanding speech, that the focus does shift more onto his health and his ability to perform the job of senator. And that could make the race closer in the home stretch.
I want to say how impressed I am by you speaking through your light going out and flipping it back on mid-sentence without a flinch. Let me ask you then in big, broad terms, if this election were held today, would Democrats hold their Senate majority? Where do you see things right now? Key races from Georgia to Wisconsin, a lot of folks are keeping eyes on.
Yeah, I think it really will at this point come down to Georgia, Arizona, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, perhaps New Hampshire. And if Republicans want to win the majority, they've got to win the bulk of those races. Democrats at this point could hang on to a 50-50 majority in which they pick up Pennsylvania and perhaps lose Nevada, which is perhaps Republicans' most unblemished pickup opportunity to date. But it's going to be a close call, and the odds of a Democratic Senate are much higher than they were 3 months ago.
Dave, let me ask you, you mentioned New Hampshire. Obviously, the Republicans haven't picked their Senate choice in that state yet. That can have a big impact on whether that race is really competitive, a lot of people believe, or whether it's, leaning much further Democratic. Why?
Yeah, well, the primary is everything in New Hampshire. If Republican Chuck Morse, who is a more conventional conservative, wins the primary, then Republicans are still very much in the game. If Don Baldock, who's running a more MAGA-style campaign and has been disparaged by the state's popular Republican moderate governor, Chris Sununu, wins the nomination, it becomes a much trickier proposition for Republicans. And keep in mind that these races will impact the House down ballot. In Pennsylvania, there are 3 races we see as highly competitive where Democrats are hoping that John Fetterman's coattails will allow them to hang on. In New Hampshire, both of the state's congressional districts are highly competitive. And so this is going to have a trickle-down effect on whether Republicans are able to pick up the 5 seats they need to win the House. They're probably going to do so at this point, but not by the margins we would have expected 3 months ago.
Let me ask you about the House quickly. The Cook Political Report just moved 5 more races in Democrats' direction in recent days. Initially, I think you guys had it like 20 to 30 in favor of Republicans. Now the numbers are closer to 10 to 15, maybe even 10 to 20. 18 is the sweet spot that a lot of Republicans claim they think they can still accomplish. How likely are Democrats to hold on to their majority there?
Well, the odds aren't great for Democrats. The way we see it now, there are 213 races that at least lean towards Republicans, 190 races that at least lean towards Democrats. That leaves 32 toss-ups. So Republicans only need to win 5 of those 32 toss-ups to win the majority. They have a lot of routes to do so because of redistricting, which skews the map in their favor. But Democrats might have a 20 to 25% chance at the rate things are going.
This is why we watch, and it's why folks vote. We'll be keeping a close eye over these waning weeks to the midterms. Dave Wasserman, thanks for your expertise. I always appreciate your being here.